But Pasquantino's standing at second with a double.
Yeah.
2 for 2 with a couple extra base hits this afternoon.
Likes that new haircut.
Pasquantino launches it to right center field. Crow Armstrong races back, looks up. It's out of here. Another home run for Vinny Pasquantino. His second home run of the game. 2 more RBIs. It is the Pasquatch's day at Wrigley. And he drives it high in the air. Deep left field. Hats to the track. Hat turns around. It's gone. Tyler Tolbert sends one to the bleachers for his first career home run.
Play like it's your last day. Believe it. Tolbert. What a stroke. They threw the ball back. Thank you. Tolbert wants that in a souvenir case. All the players are calling for it. Look at it. Oh, that is so fresh.
And Lucas Erceg is on the mound to get the final 3 outs today. Right to Frazier, ball game over. An 8-4 win for the Royals this afternoon. They take the series from the Cubs at Wrigley.
Outstanding finish, and I mean with some flair.
Runs, we'll take it every day of the week. You know, the home runs, you score in bunches there. And, I mean, Vinny and Salvi, you know, the way especially Salvi's been swinging the bat lately, but for Vinny to have that big day for us was enormous. I mean, I think that's fair to say about any team. When you're 2, 3, 4, or whatever, top of the order guys get going, you know, you're going to be in a lot better spot. And we saw that with them last year, and they have been in a good run here. Vinny's had a good couple months. Salvi's, you know, actually Vinny after April, and Salvi probably from June on. You know, they've been forces in the lineup, and that's really good for us.
Chiefs.
What are you seeing from Sue Mataia and Josh Simmons, 2 guys that they're battling for a spot, have a lot of youth, but also a lot of talent. What are you seeing from them on the offensive line?
Great competition. You know, we got a lot of moving parts amongst the offensive line, a lot of new faces, and it's a good competitive battle. Good for us also as D-line that we can get after them. And you got to enjoy this competition, man. I think we've reiterated this over the years. We have one of the hardest training camps, and I think after this training camp, they'll be able to evaluate and see who's the best fit for it. But I actually like it because, you know, the change up amongst the offensive line, you got so many guys that can play so many different places, guard, tackle, that it makes us better on the offensive line.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHP. It's Thursday, July 24th, 2025. Stephen St. John live at Stony Creek Hotel and Conference Center. Jake, how are you?
I'm good, for the most part. I'm good.
Do we have any other friends back there?
Nate's in studio live with us here.
Hello.
Where's Deebs at?
Deeb's hanging out.
What up, Deebs? What up, Nate?
What's up? Good morning.
Nate, don't ignore Deebs.
Yo, Deebs.
Yeah, that's better.
Deebs
That's
just
better.
waved at me.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's always better when the Royals win. And so we don't have to talk about the Royals being shut out yesterday. The Royals win. They beat the Cubs
about
again.
Those Royals, huh?
And they win the series against one of the best teams in baseball.
Yes.
So that was good. That was good stuff yesterday to see the Royals win 8-4. Afternoon game at Wrigley Field. And, of course, the star of the game, Vinny Pasquantino, goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 4 ribbies, 2 home runs a day after he got the day off. And remember, in that first game where the Royals exploded for 12 runs, he went 0 for 5. He was the only starter in the lineup that did not get a hit. And so it was good to see Vinny get on the board with a couple of home runs and 4 ribbies. Also, Salvi continues to just be on fire and hits his 5th home run in 5 games. He goes 2 for 4 with a couple of ribbies. And one more home run closer to 300, and he's 9 more. And so looking good to see him get to 300 this year. That would be awesome. And, of course, the first career home run from an unexpected source, Tyler Tolbert. And so Tyler Tolbert hits his first home run. He does it at Wrigley Field and helps the Royals get the victory 8-4. And the other headline, of course, Seth Lugo, us not knowing just a week ahead of the trade deadline, Seth Lugo, will he still be a member of the Royals come August 1st? We do not know. But if you were watching him yesterday, if you were the Chicago Cubs, if you were the Yankees or the Mets or the Dodgers or any of these teams that are looking for pitching help, once again, you saw Seth Lugo pitch well against a contender. And I think that's notable as well. He goes 6 innings, only gives up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. ERA sitting now at 2.95. He's 7-5 on the year. But very good start against a contending team. And over the past 6 weeks or so, he's had good starts against teams that are either competing for a playoff spot or teams that are pretty certainly going to the playoffs. If you go back to, against the New York Yankees back on June 12th, he pitched 5 2/3 innings and only gave up 2 hits and no runs. A couple of starts later at San Diego, 6 1/3 innings and only gave up 2 hits and 1 run. Against the Dodgers, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits and no runs. At Seattle, 6 1/3 innings, 1 run. The only game since, how far do we go back? The only game in June or July that he's given up more than 2 earned runs was the game at Miami when he pitched 5 innings and gave up 8 hits and 5 earned runs. Every other game in June or July, he's given up 2 runs or less. And that happened again yesterday with his game at the Chicago Cubs. So he's been consistent. He's pitched against a number of contending teams, playoff teams, and he's been very good. And he hasn't lost a game. Again, wins and losses not the best way to judge a pitcher, but hasn't lost a game since May 30th. He's won 4 starts in that span. Over his last, if you want to take it further, over his last 60 days, he's got a 2.88 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP, and so he's been pitching very well for a long stretch. And so, was that his last start as a Royal? I don't know. He's due to get one more before the trade deadline. But if you're looking for a starting pitcher, if you were a playoff team scouting Seth Lugo yesterday and evaluating Seth Lugo, I don't see how you can't once again be impressed and feel very comfortable that if you trade for Seth Lugo, you're getting a guy that's not only going to help you down the stretch, but you could feel very good about, starting a game 2 in the playoffs. I'll start a game 1. I don't care. There's not too many pitchers that are better than Seth Lugo, depending on what your situation is. But he's a veteran. He's seen it all. He's done it all. He's had success in both leagues. He checks all the boxes. You just have to understand that he very likely is going to opt out of that player option, and he's a rental. But so what? If you're close and if you feel like you're a pitcher away, if you feel like you are the Royals from 2015, does anybody complain about trading for Johnny Cueto these days? Do we look back and say, damn it, I wish they hadn't traded for Johnny Cueto? No, we don't. Because they needed one more starting pitcher, and they needed another bat. And they went out and got Johnny Cueto and Ben Zobrist, and the rest is history.
And he was muy fuega.
And look, and Seth Lugo could have the same type of impact for a contending team. He could help pitch a team to the World Series. So look. Either he helped the Royals turn things around yesterday, he helped to win that series, and we'll see more consistent play, or he upped his trade value. No matter how you look at it, that was a good thing yesterday for Seth Lugo to go out there and pitch well. And so you ask me, what does it mean? Don't know. Don't know what the Royals are going to do. But I can tell you there's a gigantic series coming up this weekend against the Cleveland Guardians, a huge series. And yesterday, Mike Boddicker said this a number of times. Mike Boddicker's favorite reporter, Ken Rosenthal, at the Athletic. Is that right?
Yep.
Jake, do I have that? Is it second favorite or favorite?
Incorrect.
I think it's number one. I can't remember. I get confused these days. But Ken Rosenthal wrote, "What I'm hearing about the Royals," along with the Twins and the Astros, but I don't care about them. Ken Rosenthal wrote, "The Royals," and at this time, 4.5 games back in the AL wild card, are making it clear to clubs that if they trade right-hander Seth Lugo, they will want controllable outfield help in return. Yes, that's what we've been preaching. Yes, Ken Rosenthal. The Royals aren't at that point yet. Lugo is likely to turn down his $15 million player option for 26 and become a free agent. The Royals not only would consider giving him a qualifying offer, but also believe they would be competitive in trying to re-sign him. So they are in no rush to disrupt the relationship. And then he goes on to write about the thin state of the Royals' rotation, the fact that Rich Hill had to make a start on Tuesday, Michael Lorenzen likely 2 rehab starts away from returning from his left oblique strain, and Cole Reagan's dealing with his shoulder, not expected back until mid to late August. And Rosenthal writes, a losing streak or injury prior to July 31st deadline would alter the Royals' thinking, and even if they stay in the race, trading Lugo would be tempting if it brought a strong enough return. And so then he writes about the athleticism of Boston Red Sox left fielder Jarren Duran. And we talked about him with Buster yesterday. He said that makes his athleticism makes him attractive to the Royals, as do his 3 additional years of club control. The Red Sox would not trade Duran for a pitcher who likely would mount to a rental, but the Royals could sweeten the deal with prospects, and teams are targeting their young catching in particular. Where have we heard this before? Also, he said, for what it's worth, the Red Sox manager Alex Cora is familiar with Lugo. Cora was the GM for Team Puerto Rico in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Lugo was one of the pitchers on the team. This will make many people happy. Rosenthal went on to write that the Royals do not appear to line up for Pittsburgh with outfielder Brian Reynolds. Thank God. I don't think anyone wanted them to line up with Pittsburgh in a deal like that. He also added, if the Royals end up buying, they likely will pursue pitching help as well, both starting and relief. And so, again, it's crazy to say that it's still all up in the air on July 24th, but it is. But there's a little bit of insight to Ken Rosenthal. And look, if they do trade Lugo, like my hope, the top of my wish list is like Duran, someone like that, that would be perfect from the Boston Red Sox. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And then you could still, I mean, depending on what else you do, I mean, you add him to the lineup, add that bat, you lose Lugo. I mean, I don't know if they're able to somehow get some more pitching in a different deal or in that deal. You know, it's not like they're going to just fall apart in the second half. They need another bat. And if they could get like Duran for the next 3 years, that would be very exciting, not only to watch what he could do down the stretch, but into 2026. And that's right. The Royals understand that. They know that their best route to helping this offense is really, it's their only route, making a trade and trying to acquire someone right now. And deadlines make deals. And yes, they can wait till the offseason, and they can make that qualifying offer to Lugo. They feel comfortable. They feel, confident, or at least somewhat confident that they can re-sign him. And so they have some leverage. and they could get a draft pick if they make that qualifying deal if he goes elsewhere. And so, it's not an act of desperation. They at least have a baseline there of what they need to hear, what they need to get in order to trade Lugo. But there are deals out there. So bottom line is Lugo helped the cause by pitching well yesterday in Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs. Up here in St. Joseph, Missouri, training camp yesterday, we heard from, always great to hear from Steve Spagnuolo in the tent after practice. That was good. Chris Jones came in and talked, and so Chris Jones always entertaining in the tent after practice. Brian Cook and Isaiah Pacheco, and so we'll hear some clips from those players and Steve Spagnuolo as he spoke after practice. Again, we'll talk to Jesse Newell here. I'll have Jesse Newell in my hotel room in about 45 minutes.
Oh, boy.
And so I know Kansas City's very excited about that. And so
Hello.
It was day 2. No pads. They're just getting things started. But you at least you're seeing the offensive line and, who's lining up with the ones. And you're seeing Josh Simmons at left tackle. And you're seeing Jalen Moore at right tackle. And look, that's you can look at that as a preview of maybe the 2026 offensive line. And who knows, the way, if things work out a certain way, that could end up by the end of the season being the offensive line this year. Who knows? Jawan Taylor's, on the PUP list. He won't be on there it doesn't seem like he's going to be on there for a long time. But while he's on the PUP list and unable to go, they're getting a chance to see what Josh Simmons at left tackle and Jalen Moore at right tackle looks like, with Sua Mataia at guard along with Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. And there's a real good chance, if things go well, Sua Mataia plays well enough and the Chiefs move on from Jawan Taylor and they like Jalen Moore, that could be their starting offensive line. A young, talented, fresh, athletic, mean, nasty offensive line. That would be exciting if Josh Simmons, Sua Mataia, Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Jalen Moore. And so, look, Jawan Taylor's still going to be here another year. There's nothing wrong with that. And you heard Chris Jones in the intro talking about the competition and good competition across the board and guys that can play multiple positions and iron sharpens iron and everything else. But it's difficult not to be excited to at least consider that the Chiefs have found their left tackle, a stud left tackle moving forward. And maybe they've already found the replacement for Jawan Taylor for next year. And so that's good stuff. We saw a lot of different young players get opportunities to get some reps with the ones yesterday. I did a video on the Sports Radio 810 platforms talking about that, seeing Jalen Royals get out there and run with the ones. Also seeing tight end Jared Wiley as he's battling for, he's going to be on the team, but you've got Robert Tonyan, who made a couple of catches. Jake, I know you like him, former Green Bay Packer. And Jake Brenningstool, who is the rookie undrafted free agent. But Jared Wiley out there as he recovers. He is recovered, looks like. He just needs to you know how it goes when you're recovering from a torn ACL. It takes a while before you totally trust the leg. But good to see him out there. It doesn't seem like with any limitations. And so he's getting some looks, running with the ones yesterday. It's interesting stuff. Omar Norman Lott, the second-round pick. Chris Jones, he talked about him, and although he said he's young, he talked about how talented he is. He was getting some looks with the ones yesterday. And so that's really all you can look for, just reps and who's lining up where, and we'll start to ramp it up more as we get through. I'm gonna preempt Jesse before, because I know this is what he's gonna say. Who stood out to you, Jesse? If you're listening while you're driving up here, yes, Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan Thornton, Jake. Camp darling, but he's got a chance to make the team. And he would look good yesterday, so he had some moments. So there you go, fellas. Nate Bukaty, any comments, any thoughts, anything, any input?
I'm just taking notes here. Tyquan Thornton. I'm writing down in my notebook.
That's Jesse's guy. Don't you be trying to
okay.
steal his thunder.
No,
right under Tyquan Thornton, right? Jesse Newell's guy.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse's
Jake, you on that?
guy.
You on that bandwagon or not?
Sure. Yeah.
Tyquan Thornton wants you on his bandwagon.
Former New England Patriot draft pick, correct?
Second round pick.
Right.
Yeah.
High draft pick for the Patriots. Yeah, I'll jump on that bandwagon.
Will you?
Yeah. So that means you're nothing from Sky Moore up there.
I saw him walking down to walking down the hill
That's
to the
good.
practice.
That's good.
You know.
I mean, that's going to be. I mean, those are the things that we have to talk about. Because this roster is so well constructed. I mean, we're talking about the back end of the roster. Thornton has a good chance to make this team because they need guys that can, play that special teams role in the wide receiver.
I have no quarterback battle for you to report. So
yeah,
right.
The third string tight end is noteworthy.
I mean, it is interesting though. I mean, that's
it is, but that's back to your point.
Yeah.
It's not. Hey, who's our tight end?
I think it's going to be the special positions in terms of the running backs. Who's going to make? We're talking a little bit about Carson Steele yesterday. I think he's in trouble of not making this team. And obviously Sky Moore is in trouble of finally not making this team. And where's
Carson Steele has such giant legs. It has nothing to do with your point. But I was just walking down the hill. I mean, this guy has two
legs like humans,
tree stumps. I just say it doesn't even look real. It looks like AI generated.
Arms like legs like humans.
I mean, I don't know. That stood out to me.
Yeah.
I talked to Kelsey yesterday.
As it would. What Trav had to say. Killer Trav. Kels.
It was not an interview, just off the record.
Yeah, sure.
So you can tell us everything you guys talked about.
Off the record, right? Means everything goes over the air.
Big. I mean, how can I put this? How do we do this here? Big dad moment that I'll remember for a long time.
Oh boy.
Big dad moment, because I'm in that gray area where I'm not real sure what the girls think of me, my daughters, because I seem to be unable to say the right thing ever, and I always seem to make one of them mad, and they don't really want me to drop them off right in front of school nowadays. Drop us off over there so no one can see, stuff like that. And so, I wonder, do they still think I'm cool? Do they still think I'm funny? Are they just totally tired of me? Are we gonna get past the stage? And so there was a scenario yesterday where I was with my wife and my two daughters, and we were getting ready to leave the campus, and a big SUV pulled up, and I had a pretty good idea who it was. And then a very dashing, very handsome man whose hair was blowing in the wind. That's the talk of camp, by the way. Kelsey's hair. It's looking. I like it. I like the way he goes about his business. And he just, unsolicited came over and said hello and talked to us. Complimented my beard.
Yeah.
I said, hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. He said, oh, man, just trying to get my beard like you. And, the girls had, big, wide eyes. Like, this is just happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In front of, it was just a big dad moment. And so then we talked for a little bit, and he thanked them for coming up to camp and supporting the Chiefs. And then, so all right, man, it's good to see you. Always good to talk to you. And so said our goodbyes, and then he turned around and he said, hey, man, go easy on my guys, Dieter and Sherm. And I said, I can't do that. I said, I could do that for Sherm, but I can't I can't do that with Dieter because he's asking for it all the time. I can't go easy on him. And he understood. And he walked off. And then just for one small moment, I feel like I had my daughter's respect and love again. And then went away about 20 minutes later. But just for that.
But you'll always have that moment.
Yeah, for that moment, they, I was cool to them. Oh, it did. Trust me, it didn't last long. It did not last long. 45 minutes later, it was back at it. He said we were gonna. Oh, jeez. Just because she wants to go swimming means why? I thought we were gonna go in. You like her more? I'm tired of this. Somebody, please. But see, just for a moment, it was good.
Anytime something like that comes up from now on, you just go, hey, remember, I know Travis Kelce.
Oh, dude, he did me a solid, And it was just a chance meeting, just a chance, Yeah,
but you've earned that relationship.
That's Killer Trav, dude.
That's right. The one and only.
Yeah. I hope he never retires. I want him to play forever. I love him. So, there.
Did you tell him that?
I've just opened up my heart to you, Kansas City. Thank you. Oh, boy. We're going to take a break. We've got lots to do. We've got lots to get to. We'll do it after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. What's up, Kansas City? Steven St. John here for the beautiful people at Diamonds Direct. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. I don't know if they want me to sing that song in relation to their business, but I can tell you that Diamonds Direct is awesome, and that's where I go when I want to buy that special gift for someone special in my life. And Diamonds Direct has a great opportunity right now. How about this? Check it out, baby. It's the final days to shop the Diamonds Direct Designer Summer Sale. It all ends this Sunday, but there's still time to save an extra 20% on just about everything. Think engagement rings, wedding bands, tennis bracelets, gold jewelry. It's all on sale at Diamonds Direct. So go see my friends Angie, the GM, David, the store manager, or my main man Tom. They're all ready to help you. Diamonds Direct is located off 119th and Row. And so take advantage of this opportunity to save an extra 20% off on just about everything in the store. Diamonds Direct. And when you stop by Diamonds Direct off 119th and Row, please tell them Steven St. John sent you. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John live at Stony Creek Hotel and Conference Center in St. Joseph, Missouri. I'll be heading to practice in about an hour and a half, and Nate Bukaty is holding things down back in studio with Jake Gutierrez and also Deebs. Later on, Jesse Newell's going to join me here in St. Joe in about 20 minutes or so. And then, is it really going to be Gary Dieter and Anthony Sherman together?
It is. And since Jesse's not at 9, I even gave him a little extra invite if they want to stick around a little longer with Nate.
Do me a favor. Since I'm not there, try to start some controversy and say something like
Noah Gray's going to take Sherman's spot?
Yeah, we'll just say we were kind of, wondering if you're going to come back after Noah Gray's performance last week.
I will say
hard
again
to follow.
and again, and not trying to stir the pot, but Noah Gray is maybe one of the nicest dudes I've ever met in my life.
You're stirring the pot.
I'm just saying. I love Sherm, and I'm not trying to
Right.
replace him by any means. I'm just saying that Noah Gray is one of the – I mean, maybe Dieter's one that needs to be replaced.
Wow. Whoa. Nate, repeat that in the 8 o'clock hour. Mark that. You said you're writing things down. Write that down.
I'm taking notes here, but I
Write
think
that
when you said, are they really to be in studio, and then Jake invited them to stay an extra hour, did they realize they're stuck in studio with me?
Right. No, yeah.
They might hear that on the radio and just decide, I can't make it.
I apologize to you, Nate, for this, but Sherman's going to be so pissed off. I'm going to tell you, he's going to be mad. Just smooth it over, okay? Look, you guys have a bumpy past.
Why is that?
I don't know. Somewhere along the line, Nate pissed Sherm off, and I don't know what it was. It was when I wasn't there, and he gets mad. And like whenever I say it, hey, Nate will be filling in next week. He's well, I'm not coming, or I'll leave early, or something. And so it's just Nate. You put your big boy pants on and smooth this thing over.
I try. I don't even really know what I did. I think it's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't either. And so that's what I'm not really. Here's the. I'm not interested.
I don't think. I think it's just my general.
I think it's you and soccer.
Right. I'm not
that
interested
in
making him mad. And when I bring Nate up, he gets mad. So I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'll say, you know what? It'll work itself out in some way. At some point, Nate will reveal himself to be the kind, generous man that he is, and Sherm will see that. I can't make him see it. He has to see it on his own. But he has not seen that yet. I don't think. But you can't force it. Can't force it. All right, but we can force.
When I used to have my picture up on the wall with you guys here in the building, what did he cover it up with? He covered it up with something.
That was Grunny.
Oh, okay. I thought Sherm did first.
No, there's multiple former football players that don't like you, so you got.
It's a long list.
Wasn't it Grunny or did Sherm replace?
I thought Sherm replaced my picture with a picture of Grunny.
Okay.
He taped Grunny's football card over my face.
They both
that
did.
sounds right.
Yeah, there was. I don't know.
I knew Grunny was involved somehow. So yeah, it was like a sports. It was a football card of Grunny.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Sherm did that. I think you're right.
I thought Sherm covered. Who knows? All right. What do we have, Jake, back there? I'm looking at the list.
We got it all.
Whoa, boy, that's saying something.
What do you want?
Let's play. Okay, we heard the Chris Jones talking about the offensive line battles. Let me hear. I asked Brian Cook, chief safety, who was in the tent yesterday, about Justin Reed and how Justin Reed may have helped him as a mentor, the last couple of years, and what he meant to the team, and now how it's time for maybe Brian Cook to step into that leadership role and step up in the secondary. So let's play that.
He was here as a mentor, and what did he mean to you with your development as a young player?
It meant a lot, honestly. I mean, I still talk to him to this day. Ask him questions as far as livelihood, how to manage life after football, without football, obviously, because he has a lot of business that he does outside the sport. And then obviously in the grass, I feel like just learning his IQ. He didn't leave different years, longer years than me, different system as well. So he has a little bit more IQ for certain things. So I obviously always ask him questions, feeding into it. Also know he has a baby girl as well. So now we talking on that aspect too as far as family. So that's a big bro that I'm going to take with me outside of football.
You feel like that's a leadership role that you can step into now that you've been in the league for a couple of years and he's moved on?
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. But, I lead in my own way. You feel me? We got a lot of leaders on this team, different faces. But at the end of the day, the train keep going.
I think I also asked, the topic came up of the upcoming Cincinnati-Nebraska football game that will be, I believe it's Thursday, August 28th at Arrowhead. Still not totally sure why that's a game being played at Arrowhead, but okay, whatever. Nebraska fans will show up. They're all fired up because we've talked more Nebraska football the past couple of weeks than we have in maybe the past couple of years, all because of Scott Frost. Right? He made it. Maybe that's not the way Nebraska football wanted to be brought up, but he did it. And so I think I asked Brian Cook because he went to Cincy about that matchup at Arrowhead.
So what's your confidence level that Cincinnati will beat Nebraska next month at Arrowhead?
I mean, I'm very confident. That's into what I've seen from my team. I don't know what Nebraska has, but I'm going to cheer against a team I don't know. Cheer for a team I don't know.
So, I was very confident. I bet you him and Killer Trav will be at that game.
Probably.
I think the timing works out well for them, so they'll be fired up. I think we're going to send Jake to that game so he can cover it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
It'd be fun to go to that game.
Give me a press pass. Todd Lebo.
Yeah. Todd will take care of that. And here's one more. Isaiah Pacheco, who didn't get a chance to ask him about exchanging jerseys with Bad Bunny down in Puerto Rico after a concert. I know Nate would be excited about that.
I would.
But I did ask him about, he's mentioned he maybe had put on a little bit of extra weight, getting his body ready for the season, of course, coming back after that leg injury. And he came back last year and just wasn't the same down the stretch. And so here's Isaiah Pacheco yesterday.
I'm feeling really good, having fun with the guys, excited to be back out here in this environment. It's a beautiful setting.
How much better do you feel now physically with the leg compared to when you came back last year?
Mentally, physically prepared, and just excited to be around the guys. I love being around them. It brings the culture that's all about.
You mentioned maybe you added a little bit of weight for this season. Like, what are some of the things that you did in the offseason to try to prepare your body for this year?
Mentally got with a trainer and ate a lot of food, had fun with the fam, and enjoyed the moment. But most importantly, took those days where I was able to work and took advantage of it.
I do part of that. I eat a lot of food and I have fun with the fam.
Yeah.
So I can identify with that. That sounds fun.
I've also put on some weight.
Right. I mean, how you can complain about that? Eat a lot of food and have fun with the fam. Sign me up. That was Isaiah Pacheco. We'll take a break back after this on WHB. What's up, Kansas City? Stephen St. John here for my friends at Kansas City Credit Union, where I am a member and my son Richie is a member. And you can be a member too, because they are great people at Kansas City Credit Union. And if you work, worship, or reside in Jackson, Cass, or Clay County, Missouri, you are eligible for membership. And right now, if you've been car shopping, you need to contact Kansas City Credit Union because they are offering no payment for 90 days for either an auto purchase or refinance loan. Refinance must be a loan from another financial institution. And look, they have great rates at Kansas City Credit Union. And you probably can get a better rate whether you choose to get an auto loan or refinance at Kansas City Credit Union. So if you are car shopping, be sure to check out kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. And they can help you save money. And you can put that extra money towards savings or any number of other expenses. Minimum 550 credit score required to qualify. It's a limited time offer, so check it out now. No payment for 90 days for either an auto purchase or refinance loan at Kansas City Credit Union. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information and tell them SSJ sent you. I'll do custom right now. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. What's up, Kansas City? Stephen St. John here for Custom Lawn and Landscape. yesterday about Tyrann Mathieu, because I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but Steve Spagnuolo was speaking to the media, and then Chris Jones, much in the same way where he interrupted George Karlaftis's media opportunity the day before and asked all of the media to call him G Money, and then George begged the media not to call him that. And so that was a fun exchange. Spags was talking, and then Chris Jones came in and listened and had some comments. But Spags was asked about what it was like to coach Tyrann Mathieu, what he meant to the team, because Tyrann Mathieu announced his retirement this week. And so when Chris Jones came to the podium, I pretty much followed up and asked him the same question.
Take us back to when Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark joined the team, what they brought to the defense, and how they helped build the championship.
Hey, me and Spags had the conversation about T5 yesterday. T5 is like one of his favorite players, and I told Spags, I think I'm in next in line. But he brought a sense of leadership, him and Frank Clark, sense of tenacity that this team was missing to get over that hump to win a ring. And we created a lot of special moments with those guys.
And, hey, look, it was time for the Chiefs and Tyrann Mathieu to part ways when he left. But you've all and hey, look, Frank Clark took a lot of criticism when he was here because the Chiefs gave up so much for him and signed him to that deal. But then when you now that they're both no longer playing and you step back, you can't deny what they meant to the team, right? They needed, and they said it internally and externally. And I had someone that was, in the organization tell me at the time, we need to go out and get some dogs. Some guys that are going to change the attitude and the personality of this defense. And they went out and got Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark. And they did that. And as much as they did on the field, it was somewhat similar to when the Royals brought James Shields in to transform the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
We will never be able to properly measure what they did as far as attitude and bringing that chip on the shoulder to the defense and that mental toughness. And Tyrann Mathieu helped this team get over the hump and win a championship. And we don't call him Frank Clark, it's Playoff Frank. Playoff Frank saved his best for the biggest stage and helped this team get over the hump and win a championship. And so when you look back, that was a great free agent signing, and that ended up being a damn good trade because both of those players played huge roles in helping this team finally win a Super Bowl championship. And so that's the way I look back and think of Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark. I don't know about you guys.
Tyrann Mathieu is my son's favorite player on that team. We got an autographed helmet from your buddies at ADA. It was he was a great addition to the team, and I love your analogy to James Shields because James Shields obviously was a very good pitcher, but it was more about what he did to the clubhouse, changing the culture of the team, and guys that could be volatile. You know what I mean? Like Frank Clark could be a volatile guy. James Shields threatened to punch me in the face once, which Sherm would love.
That's fantastic.
But that kind of fighting spirit.
Note to self, James Shields is one of your favorite baseball players of all time.
But it's that kind of attitude that I think they brought to the table. They became fighters.
Let's talk more about James Shields wanting to punch you in the mouth. That's something that we need to examine.
Punch my mouth loose.
Jake, what's your ruling on that? Does that make you like James Shields less or more?
Oh, I never condone violence.
Oh, you liar.
Yeah, such a lie.
Except against Nate. I'm glad it's just a threat.
Should I go and
or else you'd probably be a very rich man.
James Shields rookie card now?
Could be retired.
And I interviewed him last year for the 2014 10th anniversary. I wish I would have. Hey, do you remember when you threatened to punch Nate Bukaty in the mouth?
probably didn't even remember my name.
I bet he does. I bet he thinks about it all the time.
That little squirt.
Right. We'll take a break. Let's all think about that on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John here from our friends at Hy-Vee. You know, Hy-Vee Market Grill is one of the best dining values in town. I like going there to eat. Sometimes I go there with my wife and have a delicious lunch at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. You can check out their daily meals from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. For $8 per person or less, you can treat the whole family to dinner. How about this? On Mondays, smoked chicken. Tuesdays, pork chops. Wednesdays, cheeseburger and fries. And then Fridays, chicken enchiladas. But how about this, fellas? Don't forget, it's Steak Thursday. A perfectly seasoned steak, garlic mashed potatoes, and sweet corn for only $12. Ooh, Steak Thursday. Let's go. Dine in or carry out. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as I do. And so go to your local Hy-Vee Market Grill, and when you do, tell them Stephen St. John sent you.